You're scrolling through social media when suddenly, every feed explodes with the same shocking headline. Keanu Reeves, the internet's beloved saint, caught in what appears to be the most embarrassing moment of his career. But hold on, because what happened next will completely change how you see celebrity culture forever. It started at the most exclusive charity gala in Beverly Hills. Think red carpets, flashing cameras, and Hollywood's elite sipping champagne that costs more than most people's rent. Keanu had arrived quietly, as he always does, wearing his signature understated black suit, ready to support a children's hospital fundraiser. He wasn't there for the spotlight, he never is, but someone else had very different plans. Kim Kardashian, reality TV royalty and master of manufactured moments, had orchestrated something that would either launch her into viral stardom or completely destroy her reputation. She'd been losing relevance lately, her usual tactics falling flat with audiences growing tired of the same old drama. She needed something big, something that would break the internet. And she'd chosen Keanu as her unwilling co-star. The trap was set with surgical precision. Team had planted photographers at strategic angles, ensuring every moment would be captured in crystal clear detail. Social media accounts were primed to amplify whatever happened. The stage was set for what she believed would be her comeback moment. As Keanu approached the silent auction tables, genuinely interested in bidding on items for the children's hospital, Kim made her move. She strutted over with her phone already recording, her voice pitched perfectly for maximum drama. "Oh my God, everyone. Look who it is," she announced loudly, drawing every eye in the room. "It's Keanu Reeves, the guy who thinks he's too good for real movies anymore." The room went silent. You could feel the collective intake of breath from everyone present. Keanu paused, his hands still resting on an auction catalog, his expression unchanged. But Kim wasn't done. She'd planned this character assassination down to every cutting word. "I mean seriously," she continued, her voice carrying across the marble floors, "when was the last time you made anything that wasn't just you looking sad and philosophical? John Wick? Please. My daughter could choreograph better action scenes with her Barbies." The phones came out, not just from Kim's planted photographers, but from dozens of guests who couldn't believe what they were witnessing. This was social media gold in real time, a public takedown of Hollywood's most universally loved figure. Kim circled closer, her confidence growing with each like she imagined flooding in. "And don't even get me started on that whole humble, down-to-earth act. We all know it's just marketing. Nobody's actually that nice in real life. Right? Everyone." She gestured to the crowd, expecting laughter, expecting validation, expecting the viral moment that would dominate headlines for weeks. Instead, she got something she never anticipated. Keanu slowly turned to face her, and for a moment that felt like an eternity, he simply looked at her, not with anger, not with hurt, but with something far more powerful, genuine compassion. Then he smiled. Not a forced celebrity smile, not a defensive smirk, but the kind of warm, authentic smile that reminded everyone why the internet fell in love with him in the first place. "You know what, Kim?" he said softly, his voice carrying despite its gentleness. "You're absolutely right about one thing. Nobody's actually that nice in real life." The crowd held its breath. Was Keanu about to drop his nice guy facade? Was Kim's plan actually working? "Because nice suggests it's an effort," Keanu continued, stepping closer to her with the kind of calm confidence that comes from genuine self-assurance. "But kindness? That's different. Kindness comes from understanding that we're all fighting battles nobody else can see." He gestured around the room, his voice growing stronger but never losing its warmth. "Every person here tonight is dealing with something. Every person watching this on their phones is carrying weight that others can't imagine. And when we choose to tear each other down, we're just adding to that weight." Kim's phone, still recording, began to shake slightly in her hand. This wasn't going according to script. "You want to talk about my career?" Keanu asked, but it wasn't a challenge. It was an invitation to dialogue. "I've been incredibly blessed to tell stories that matter to people. Stories about love, loss, redemption, hope. If that makes me sad and philosophical, then I'll wear that label with pride." He looked directly into her phone camera, speaking to the millions who would inevitably watch this moment. "But here's what I really want to talk about. This charity we're here to support. Every dollar raised tonight goes directly to children who are fighting battles that would break most adults. They don't have the luxury of manufactured drama or viral moments. They just need our help." The energy in the room began to shift. People were putting their phones away, suddenly aware of how small this moment felt in the context of what Keanu was describing. "So here's what I propose," Keanu continued, pulling out his personal checkbook. Yes, an actual checkbook. Because of course Keanu Reeves still uses checks. "Instead of this being about me versus you, let's make it about something that actually matters." He wrote something on a check and handed it to the charity organizer, who looked at it and gasped audibly. The amount was substantial enough that several people nearby leaned in to see, their expressions shifting from curiosity to amazement. "I just donated $50,000 in Kim's name," Keanu announced. "Because I believe that even in our worst moments, we're capable of creating something beautiful." But he wasn't finished. "And here's my challenge to everyone watching this, whether you're here in this room or seeing this online later. Instead of sharing this video to mock either of us, share it with a donation link. Let's turn whatever attention this gets into something that actually helps kids who need it." The room was completely silent now, but it was a different kind of silence than before. This wasn't the shocked silence of witnessing a public takedown. This was the reverent silence of people realizing they were witnessing something extraordinary. Kim stood there, her phone still recording, but her entire demeanor had changed. The calculated confidence was gone, replaced by something that looked almost like shame but deeper, like recognition. For maybe the first time in years, Kim Kardashian was speechless. Keanu stepped closer to her, his voice dropping to barely above a whisper, but somehow everyone could still hear him. "We all make mistakes," he said gently. "We all have moments where we choose poorly. But what defines us isn't the mistake, it's what we do next." And then, in a moment that would be replayed millions of times across every social platform, Keanu did something nobody expected. He opened his arms and offered Kim a hug, not for the cameras, not for the audience, but for her, as one human being offering comfort to another who was clearly struggling. Kim hesitated for a moment, then stepped forward into that hug, and for just a few seconds, all the artifice fell away. She wasn't a reality TV star or an influencer or a brand. She was just a person who had made a mistake and was being offered grace instead of judgment. When they separated, Kim looked directly into her own camera, the same camera she'd used to try to humiliate Keanu, and said something that surprised everyone, including herself. "I'm sorry," she said simply. "This was wrong. All of it." She paused, looking around the room, then back at the camera. "Keanu's right. We can do better. I can do better." She reached into her purse and pulled out her own checkbook. Her donation wasn't as large as Keanu's, but it was substantial, and more importantly, it was real. "Let's make this about the kids," she said, echoing Keanu's word. What happened next was something that social media had rarely seen, a moment of genuine human connection that actually made people want to be better versions of themselves. The video went viral, but not in the way Kim had planned. Instead of being shared to mock or shame, it was shared with donation links. Keanu Challenge began trending, not as a meme, but as a movement. People started sharing stories of choosing kindness over cruelty, of turning potential conflicts into opportunities for connection. The Children's Hospital raised over $2 million in the following week, directly attributed to the attention the video brought to their cause. But perhaps the most powerful part of the whole story came 3 months later, when Kim posted a simple photo on her social media. It was her and Keanu both wearing volunteer t-shirts, serving lunch at a homeless shelter. No cameras, no fanfare, no publicity, just two people who had found a way to turn a moment of conflict into a lifetime of service. The caption was equally simple: "Kindness is a choice we make every day." "Thank you for teaching me that, Keanu. Sometimes the most powerful victories aren't about winning at all. They're about transforming the entire game into something worth playing. And sometimes the person who seems like your enemy is really just waiting for someone to show them a different way to be human." That night in Beverly Hills, Keanu Reeves didn't just dodge a bullet aimed at his reputation. He turned that bullet into a bridge, and in doing so, reminded millions of people that the internet doesn't have to be a battlefield. It can be a place where kindness goes viral. Instead, the setup backfired completely, but in the most beautiful way possible. Because when you try to tear down someone whose foundation is built on genuine compassion, you don't expose their weakness, you reveal their strength. And sometimes, if you're really lucky, that strength becomes contagious.